Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Oldham County Fiscal Court. I'm Judge Executive David Vogel. Happy to have you here today on the third day of October, 2017. I'd like to ask everyone who's able to please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Magistrate Likens.
Here.
Magistrate Tice.
Here.
Magistrate Leslie.
Here.
Magistrate Greenwell.
Here.
Magistrate Hounds.
Here.
Magistrate Eldridge.
Here.
Magistrate Dye.
Here.
Magistrate Logsdon.
Here.
Judge Vogel.
Here. Having all members of the Fiscal Court present, this meeting is now in session. Is there a motion to accept the agenda?
So moved.
Second.
Would anyone like to add anything? All right. Magistrate Likens.
Thank you, Judge. I would like to ask for a closed session after the second public opinion to talk about property acquisitions.
All right, that would be under the real estate exception in the KRS. All right, and also I think we want to add after under D sub 1 here, the landscaping design agreement for our detention center. Is there anything else? Hearing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So moved. Now I'd like to ask our clerk, Sheila Fair, to read the minutes from our last meeting.
September 19th, 2017. The Oldham County Fiscal Court convened at a regular meeting at 2 p.m. with Judge Executive David Vogel, County Attorney John Carter, and the following magistrates in attendance: Brent Likens, Wayne Tice, Bob Leslie, Steve Greenwell, Chris Hounds, Kevin Eldridge, Bob Dye, and Michael Logsdon. Motion made by Magistrate Leslie and seconded by Magistrate Greenwell to approve the agenda, removing bid award for detention center, inmate clothing and supplies. Motion carried unanimously. Approval of minutes. Motion made by Magistrate Leslie and seconded by Magistrate Hounds to approve the meeting minutes of September 12th. Motion carried unanimously. Public comment. Becky Zocklin announced the waste tire collection event is September 21st through the 23rd from 9 to 3 at the State Highway Garage located at corner of Morgan Road and Kentucky 393. The Household Hazardous Waste Collection event is October 21st from 9 to 3 at the Oldham County Fairgrounds. Call Solid Waste and Recycling Department with questions 565-1007. Sheriff Merit Board. Sheriff Sparrow announced Gene Crady's appointment to the Sheriff Merit Board through January 19, 2018 to fulfill the unexpired term of Orrin Clore. County Administration Payables. Motion made by Magistrate Logsdon and seconded by Magistrate Likens to approve the payables. Motion carried 8-1. Magistrate Greenwell voted no. Contract agreements and resolutions. Animal Control Carcass Removal Grant. Motion made by Magistrate Likens and seconded by Magistrate Greenwell to authorize the Judge Executive to sign the grant agreement with the Kentucky Agricultural Development Board relating to the Deceased Farm Animal Removal Program. Motion carried unanimously. Litter Abatement Grant Application. Motion made by Magistrate Hounds and seconded by Magistrate Logsdon to authorize the Judge Executive to sign the grant application with the Division of Waste Management relating to the Litter Abatement Program. Motion carried unanimously. Board of Health Tax Rate Resolution. Motion made by Magistrate Likens and seconded by Magistrate Tice to authorize the Judge Executive to sign Resolution Number 0109-1917 relating to the Oldham County Board of Health Tax Levy to be included with the County Ad Valorem Tax Bill. Motion carried unanimously. Resolution for CERS Retirement Benefits. Motion made by Judge Executive Vogel and seconded by Magistrate Leslie to authorize the Judge Executive to sign the resolution urging the Kentucky General Assembly to pass certain legislation relating to the public employee pension system, separating CERS from KRS. Motion carried 7-2. Magistrates Eldridge and Tice voted no. Committee reports and recommendations. Parks Committee Debris Boom Bid Award. Motion made by Magistrate Leslie and seconded by Magistrate Hounds to award the debris boom bid to Elastec for $16,293. Motion carried unanimously. Roads Committee Bid Award Cardinal Harbor Shiloh Lane Resurfacing Project. Motion made by Magistrate Greenwell and seconded by Magistrate Eldridge to award the Cardinal Harbor Shiloh Lane Road Resurfacing Project to Wingham Paving for $727,954.32. Motion carried unanimously. Roads Committee accept Briar Hill Road into the county road system. Magistrate Greenwell recused himself from this item. Motion made by Magistrate Leslie and seconded by Magistrate Hounds to accept Briar Hill Road into the Oldham County road system. Motion carried 8-0 with Magistrate Greenwell recused. Roads Committee erosion control bond release for Harrods Crossing. Motion made by Magistrate Tice and seconded by Magistrate Eldridge upon the recommendation of the county engineer to release the $16,500 erosion control bond for Harrods Crossing subdivision. Motion carried unanimously. Roads Committee performance bond release at Harrods Crossing. Motion made by Magistrate Leslie and seconded by Magistrate Tice upon the recommendation of the county engineer to release the $52,000 performance bond for Harrods Crossing subdivision. Motion carried unanimously. New interchange at I-71 preliminary study, professional services contract award. Motion made by Magistrate Leslie and seconded by Magistrate Dye to award the professional services contract for the new interchange at I-71 study to HMB Professional Engineers for $29,282 and authorize the judge executive to sign the contract agreement. Motion carried unanimously. Commerce Parkway survey. Motion made by Magistrate Tice and seconded by Magistrate Logsdon to award the professional services contract for Commerce Parkway survey to Palmer Engineering for $22,100 and authorize the judge executive to sign the contract agreement. Motion carried unanimously. Jail Committee bid awards. Motion made by Magistrate Dye and seconded by Magistrate Eldridge to award the Detention Center inmate telephone system bid to Combined Public Communications. Motion carried unanimously. Second public comment. Oldham Chamber and Economic Development Director David Bazanes commended Fiscal Court, its committees and Planning and Development Department for its work moving infrastructure forward and for being proactive with growth in the county. Announcements. Magistrate Greenwell, Magistrate Eldridge announced LaGrange State of the Community, September 20th, 7 p.m. at City Place. Magistrate Likens announced Maintenance Committee continues its tour and assessment of county-owned buildings. Judge Vogel announced the waste tire collection event is September 21st through the 23rd from 9 to 3 at the State Highway Garage off of 393. Motion made by Magistrate Eldridge and seconded by Magistrate Hounds to adjourn the meeting. Motion carried unanimously. The meeting adjourned at 3:14 p.m.
You've heard the reading of our minutes from September 19th. Is there a motion to accept?
So moved.
Are there any corrections?
Judge,
Yes, sir.
on the road committee down there, it says bid award for Cardinal Harbor Shallow Lane. When I made that motion, I think I put in there that after the amount, it was based on their past performance.
All right. We'll add that to the minutes. Is there anything else? Hearing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Time now for public comment. That's the time during our meeting when anyone who would like to address the fiscal court is able to do so. You'd have up to 4 minutes, and our first person today is Becky Zockline.
Good afternoon, gentlemen. I'm here to once again remind everyone of the Household Hazardous Waste event that will take place on Saturday, October 21st at the fairgrounds. This list is available on our website for anyone having questions about what to bring. The most misunderstood item that is brought is latex paint. Latex paint is not accepted at this event. It can be disposed of after the paint has been dried out. Or if the paint is still usable, it could be donated to someplace such as Habitat for Humanity Restore. That's all I have to say.
All right, any questions about that? Thank you. Magistrate Dye?
On the latex paint, you can just take the top off, put kitty litter in it,
Yes,
and
right.
when it dries up, throw it in the garbage can.
Thank you.
I hate to bring this up. If anyone would be, let's say, inconvenienced on that particular day, is there any other option?
Yes, there is. Thank you, Judge. If people are unable to make it that day, they can bring their items to the recycling center, and we can ensure that they are included in the collection on Saturday. So we are accepting items now at the recycling center. Thank you for reminding me of that.
All right, thank you, Becky. Does anyone else like to address the fiscal court? Seeing no one, I'm going to close public comment and go on to the first item on the agenda, and that's our county bills. When you're ready, we'll accept a motion to pay the bills.
So moved. Second.
there any discussion in any of the bills this time?
Just one
Measure,
question.
Leslie?
Does that include the Curry landscape design?
No.
Okay, thank you.
Anything else? Hearing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Motion carries 8-1. Next item would be our contract for the Nugent Sand Company. This is an amendment to our lease. In 2014, we signed a 5-year lease with Nugent to pay us $3,000 a year minimum, and then there's an amount over $3,000 for any tonnage that exceeds that in sand and gravel. Nugent has asked that we extend that lease to 2023 with a 5-year lease beginning November 1st of, or January 1st of next year. So I think the court looked at this earlier and asked that the lease of 10 years that they proposed prior be reconsidered and changed to 5. The company's accommodated that request. So is there a motion to approve?
I'd like to make that motion, Judge.
I guess we
Did
put
we
this
table
on
it, Judge?
I guess we table it. Is there a motion to remove this from the table?
So move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right.
A motion to allow the judge to sign this lease agreement with Nugent Sand Company.
Second.
Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So moved. All right, now we have our sanitary sewer agreement with OSEA. This agreement is for the detention center, allows the Oldham County Environmental Authority to have access to the an additional piece of sewer property or a manhole that's been put there to accommodate a item that chews up stuff before it goes off the detention center property, correct?
It's the muffin maker.
Muffin maker, they call it.
what they call it.
I don't know why they call it the muffin maker. No one's explained that to us, but
It grinds up everything that, to what's, what'll work in the sewer system. Whatever that may be, contraband and such.
so anyway, I would, is there a motion to accept this agreement? Okay.
Second.
Any discussion on this? All right, hearing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Now we have our Oldham Reserve Right-of-Way Services Contract Agreement. Jim Urban, Planning and Zoning Director, will discuss that.
Thank you, Judge. Good afternoon, magistrates, Ms. Fair. This is a contract modification with Red Wing Ecological Services. Back in May, on the 16th, you approved a contract with Red Wing of $17,685, and that was for their services for the stream and right-of-way impacts during the construction of LaGrange Parkway. This is 100% reimbursable. So we are really just a pass-through. We pay the bill, we send it to Transportation Cabinet, and they've agreed to pay the services of Red Wing under an existing contract we have with the Cabinet. This contract modification is for $3,900, and in your packet it has 2 tasks. It includes several meetings that actually have already occurred, and then permit modification with the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers and Kentucky Division of Water. I do have to say that Red Wing has performed these services in a stellar manner. They've helped us really dig out of this issue, and I guess the request is that you allow Judge Vogel to sign this contract modification.
So moved.
Second.
I moved and seconded that I be allowed to sign the contract modification with Red Wing here at Oldham Reserve. Is there any discussion about that? Hearing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So moved. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, now we have the bid award for resurfacing at, no, the erosion control bond for Norton Commons here.
Landscape design.
Landscape, Curry landscape.
You're right, you're right. Sorry about that. We have here in front of you, does everybody have a copy of this?
Yes.
All right, this landscape agreement, we had some landscape work that was part of the Morel contract at the detention center. We took a hard look at that, asked some experts about some of the choices that were in there and the placement of those pieces of landscape. We decided that we could actually perhaps put together a better plan, and so we asked the Morel to take the landscaping out of the contract, which they did. We signed a change order on that. 18-some thousand dollars dropped out on that. Kevin Muss and I met with other experts who gave us ideas on perhaps the most efficient and effective plantings to put at the detention center. And so we took and we rebid that. We had 3 bids. The low bid was from Curry Landscape and Design here in Crestwood for $17,840. So I'd like to move that we go ahead and accept this
Second.
submission.
Question.
Magistrate Leslie.
What does plants sprayed as needed mean?
Where are you there?
It's the last before total estimate.
I guess that has to do with certain bug spray that is put on things that prevents certain types of bugs from landing on plants and chewing the leaves.
Is that after installation or
That's not-
ongoing?
It'd be after installation.
Thank you.
You're close.
Okay.
It's
Do
just-
you have a more complete explanation?
Yeah, it's basically as needed, and usually it occurs when infestation is going to occur or is beginning to occur. Spider mites, bagworms, stuff like that.
Which means when? How
But
long?
Well, it depends on what time of year that those
In
occur.
perpetuity?
Huh?
In perpetuity? Or an annual?
I think this would
No,
be-
this is one time, there, during the warranty session of it, no.
Which is
After
1
that,
year?
in 1 year, right.
Thank you.
Is there any other questions about this? All right, hearing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So moved. Thank you. Now we'll get under the committee reports and recommendations. First of all, we'll deal with the erosion control bond release for Norton Commons, is that right? Just Norton? What is that, Norton what? Norton Medical. Oh, in Crestwood, right.
Yeah, this is Norton Medical Center in Crestwood. And, you should have the letter in your packets.
Right, all right.
They've met all their obligations, and we're ready to release the bond.
$8,200, okay. Anybody want to make that motion? Okay.
Second?
All right, moved and seconded. Any discussion on that? Magistrate Greenwell?
Judge, I will say, watching them build that building, the whole time they were building it and seeing the landscaping and to see such a huge hill and how they established the grass on it, and they've been mowing it for, I don't know, 5 months, I guess. It was a tremendous job, and it was a tough situation, but they did a good job.
We agree.
We thank them for it. Anyone else? All right, it's been moved and seconded. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So moved. All right, now the next thing is this is you again, Scott, here, the bid award for the road resurfacing at Ballard Glen.
I thought the road committee was going to,
Well, I mean, we can do it together.
Okay.
The road committee did meet today, and we recommended by a vote of 3-0 to recommend that the court approve the awarding of the bid for Ballard Glen to the low bid, which was Riverside Paving and Contracting of $98,248.31.
All right. And This is one that I believe that we've called the bond on, so there's, of that 98,240, 40,000 will come from the county, and the balance will come from the developer. Is that correct?
That is correct.
All right. Did you have a resolution you wanted to read?
Yes. We have a resolution worked out between the two parties, between Mr. Shum and the county. This says, whereas the Oldham County engineer has received a bid to pave Ballard Glen Section 1 for $98,240.31 and intends to request this bid be approved by Oldham County Fiscal Court the week of October the 2nd, 2017, based upon the representations contained hereinafter. And whereas the Board of Directors of the Ballard Glen Community Association, in reliance upon said amounts and assuming the aforementioned road paving bid is accepted and approved at Oldham County Fiscal Court, is prepared to take certain actions, and whereas it is understood that Oldham County has collected surety bond funds associated with Ballard Glen Section 1 to be applied to the repaving cost in the sum of $40,000, leaving a balance of $58,240.31 to be paid to complete the paving project per the bid signed by the county engineer and paving company, a copy of which is attached hereto. Now therefore, the Ballard Glen Community Association's directors resolve that the Ballard Glen Community Association shall pay Oldham County Fiscal Court the sum of $58,240.31 to facilitate paving of the roadways in Ballard Glen Section 1 to allow the roadways to be paved to county standards per the attached bid and thereafter to be taken into the Oldham County roadway system and maintained as a county road thereafter. It was further resolved that the aforementioned $58,240.31 would be tendered in full to the Oldham County Fiscal Court at the time of or immediately prior to the paving contractor commencing work. Resolved this third day of October 2017 by the Board of Directors of the Ballard Glen Community Association.
All right, and I think we want to make it clear that we still need the 51% of the people in Section 1 to sign that they want to come into the county. Is that correct?
That is the process we've been using.
Right, so we're doing this, but, so you still need to get, shouldn't be any problem, it's be up to standard road once it's paved. After it's paved, they sign they want to come in the county, and they're going to be taken in at that point. Is that clear to you, Mr. Shum? Sure. Come on.
I thank the fiscal court for this time today. That is a new requirement we were unaware of. We have prepared this resolution on behalf of the Ballard Glen Community Association to guarantee payments of the funds. I don't see, therefore, any reason why Section 1 should have to sign the obligation as the homeowners association with this. Can I put this on the board? With this resolution binds the payment to fiscal court. There is no tax lien, and we did not talk about having a tax lien, so I'll need clarification
Well,
on
there's,
why we need it.
all I think we're saying is that the road will be paved to county standard.
Yes.
At that point, for the paperwork here, I think we still feel we need just something signed by the residents saying they wish their road to be part of the county. There certainly wouldn't be any reason they would not want to be, because we'd be responsible from here on out. Their road is going to be at standard when the thing is signed, so there's no negative whatsoever. It's just a paperwork requirement that we're under the impression that for any subdivision that comes in, if, let's say, it's paved to county standards by the developer, and then but being paved to county standards still doesn't necessarily mean the people who live on that road want to be a county road. They have to give some expression that they actually wish to be part of the county system. There's no negative to it because they're already at full standard, but some developer may want to complete a subdivision and say, no, this is what we want to maintain. This is a private road for some reason we don't probably understand or know, but that's not the case here. But I don't think, can't imagine there'd be any hesitation on the part of anybody to say the road is going to, it's after the paving occurs and the standard is met, which it's going to be, then they would just say, yes, we wish to be part of the county road system.
That requirement notwithstanding, we've brought this resolution to guarantee payment.
Right.
You're asking me to answer a question that I do not have the answer to at this point in time. I, like you, cannot imagine that they would not want to be part of the system. However, during our discussions, that was not one of the points that we put in our copious notes. So that's new information that we will go forward and try and collect. Can we get a clarification on that from the county attorney?
Doesn't have anything to do with paving the roads to county road standards. Once they're paved to county road standards, to bring them into the county road system, the 50% or more of the occupied homes on the road have to petition fiscal court to bring them into the county road system.
Judge?
After it's up to standard.
Yeah, I mean, if it's up
Right.
to standards. It's not, doesn't have anything to do
Okay.
with it costing the homeowners anything. If they want to become a part of the county road system and fiscal court, I've never known fiscal court to turn it down,
No.
and fiscal court will then maintain the roads from that point forward.
I can
I
only-
think this came about, without getting into too much unnecessary detail, because of another circumstance in the county where someone challenged a decision that had been made about an access point on the road, and there was some, let's say, lack of paperwork that showed that the people actually wanted to be part of the county road system. It was just automatically assumed they were going to be because it was paved to standard, but no one ever really said they wanted to be. It was just assumed. So I think we've decided that we don't want to just rely on assumptions. We'd just like to have a piece of paper in the file that says, yes, these people want to be a county road. And so even though I agree this wasn't discussed with you when this agreement was reached, but it's not anything that could be considered detrimental in any way. Certainly everybody would want to be on the county roads, and your road will be up to standard. We're just asking that a piece of paper be signed and have it in our files that, yes, they wanted to be part of the county road system. So it's not a curveball at this point.
At this late juncture, it is a curveball because we've worked very diligently to meet every point asked of us along the way in the face of ever-changing goalpost position, as you might say. I will endeavor to get that letter for you. I'm offering today the guarantee of the payment for the paving of the roads.
The road will be paved. It's
Judge,
going to be
Judge,
paved.
there's
I
precedence
got
for
a
this.
question.
Okay.
In my subdivision that we brought in before I was here, 5 or 6 sections with the roads, but that was turned over by the developer. You know, what the HOA, the actual HOA, the residents did not have control of it then. So now you're wanting, our policy now is that when the residents want the road turned over, irregardless of your situation, that's the new standard.
I believe that's what our county attorney feels that we need to do.
Okay, he's shaking his head.
It's just to
down.
have a record, have a file, piece of paper in our file that the people that lived on that street agreed to be covered in the county road system.
Okay, one other comment.
We just went through a successful lawsuit where that was questioned, and the only thing that we had on record was fiscal court's minutes that said we were taking roads in a subdivision into the county road system.
Yes.
And it was contested that the residents in the subdivision did not approve of the county taking the roads and that it was an illegal taking. We got around that. I sent you all a copy of all of that stuff.
Yeah,
And I'm not, I'm not telling you that I agree with that, but I'm saying if they want to come in their county road system, it doesn't cost them a dime to come into the county road system except to sign a piece of paper. If they don't want to sign a piece of paper to have us take care of the roads, then, you know, that's, but we will pave the roads under this agreement, and the roads will be paved to county road standards. At that point, if they want them to come into the county road system and us to take care of them, they need to sign a petition of 50% of the of the homeowners on the roads.
So what you're saying is, today's agreement between that group and us is, we can go ahead and pay the road. They want them to come, because they may say, well, we paid this money for the road, we don't want to be in the county system. But that's okay too, isn't it?
Judge?
Or they may say, I want to be in the system. But I don't think this 51% letter has anything to do with this. This just puts asphalt on the ground.
That's correct.
Yeah. I mean, Mr. Shum, if your people over there, if we get the road built to county standards, that's been all agreed to, and they decide, we don't want the county, we'll do it ourselves.
I think they'd be making a huge mistake.
But I don't think we need to be charging him with the responsibility to get that piece of paper.
Huh?
I think
Well,
I got it, the judge was expecting you to bring the piece of paper in, was that right?
let me correct the record, first of all. I'm here today not as Mr. Schummer, not as builder, 71 Land Group. I'm here as the director of the Ballard Glen Community Homeowners Association. Therefore, I am offering this resolution. This is new information, which I will endeavor to obtain. I, like you, Judge, cannot imagine why anyone would not want to agree to this. However, I have been wrong in the past.
Can I
Frequently on
correct
occasion.
this?
Secondly, I would like to ask that after we hand this resolution to the road committee chairman and you agree to this, that there will be assurances other than this requirement for the petition, that there are no further requirements from the Ballard Glen Homeowners Association to produce monies, petitions, signatures, or any other materials subsequent to that particular petition being delivered.
That's correct legally. There's nothing else for anybody to do except for you to sign the piece of paper and hand it to us, and the roads will be brought up to county road standards when the $58,000 is paid into the county treasury.
Thank you, Attorney. Lastly, I would like to deliver this to Magistrate Greenwell, if that's okay with you, Judge. And furthermore, would like to comment that the county engineer, Scott Harris, did go above and beyond his duties to obtain a significant reduction for the community association in respect to this bid, and I thank him for his diligence. I also thank the court for the discussion today. Thank you.
Thank you.
Judge?
Yes, sir.
One other point. In the past, this same group of magistrates and judge executive have gone and received a bid from a group who wanted the roads brought up to county standards. But they elected not to have the county take the road over because they wanted it kept as a private road. And in the past, generally speaking, resolutions from a homeowners association has also requested that the roads be taken into the county system. So it's just really a matter of dotting the i's and crossing the t's. That's all it is.
Right. I hope, we can talk further about it later. Be happy to come out and talk with any of the residents, if it'll help. There's nothing really, it's only in their best interest to be part of the county system once it's brought up to standards, and it's going to be with this agreement. So, Greenwell?
Judge, I think, do we need a motion at this point to accept this resolution
Yeah, I think so.
and award the bid? Okay, I'll make that motion.
Any further discussion on that? Hearing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So moved. Mr. Harris, do you have any idea when Wingham or Riverside Paving will get out there?
I will go notify them now that the bid has been awarded, and I'll try to get a commitment from Mr. Swartz.
Okay, great. Let's get it as soon as we can.
Thank you, Scott.
Okay, thank you. All right, next item here is that have to do with inmate clothing supplies here. Magistrate Dye?
Yes, Judge. Today, the jail committee met, and we finalized the fifth contract or bid, I should say, for the new detention center. This happened to cover the clothing and supplies, inmate clothing and supplies. This was a difficult bid because originally there was 10 people or 10 different entities voted for a long laundry list of items. But we were able to work through with the help of, with Ms. Horn, the treasurer, getting some numbers that were not quite mathematically correct. We couldn't figure it out. So she went over it with the people, and we got it straight as far as the pricing. So with that being said, I'm going to ask that the court, I'm going to do this in 3 motions because I just want to make sure, because these 3 different entities, make sure that we get it right. The first one's going to be for the 350 mattresses for the new detention center. And I'd ask the court to make a motion to allow the court to the judge to sign a contract with MTJ American for the contractual price of $29,659 even.
All right, is there a second?
Second.
Moved and seconded that be allowed to sign a contract for 350 mattresses for the detention center with MTJ Incorporated for $29,600 and some. Discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So moved. Thank you.
Second motion I'd like to make is with Charm Tex, that's CHARM-TEX, for the goods that they listed on their bid sheet. It's a rather lengthy list, I won't read it. And had the judge sign a contract with them for the balance of that portion of this bid.
Is there a second?
Second.
Moved and seconded that be allowed to sign the contract with Charmtex for various jail supplies. Magistrate Eldridge.
This is a point of order that is $39,964.29.
Okay. Is there another question or anything? Hearing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Do you have any more?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
I was
sir.
just telling Magistrate Oxton. All right, the last motion will be for the admission kits. This will be awarded to ICS jail suppliers in the total of $1,710.
Moved, and is there a second? Moved and seconded that be allowed to sign a contract with ICS for jail supplies, $1,700 and some dollars.
That'll be for the admission kits,
Admission
specifically
kit,
admission kits.
Okay. All right, any discussion on that? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So moved.
Judge,
Thank you.
I had a question before we get off of this. The MKJ mattresses,
MTJ.
MTJ, $29,659.
Yeah, for 350 mattresses.
I calculate that out to be $84 a mattress.
And
That, we're not looking at a decimal point mistake here?
no,
Okay.
no, it's
Sleep on hard chairs, save hard cash.
yeah. We're driving the cost down. We don't have a numbered bed like you do at home.
Thank you.
Well, there are springs underneath these mattresses. They're not sleeping just on a hard surface. There's some give underneath it. The mattress is not too thick, but there is give under the mattress.
This question.
Next item has to do with personnel actions and board appointments. Now we're at item number 1 here. Tina Schaaf, Human Resources Manager, making her way forward here.
Yes, good afternoon. The personnel actions for today, we have 2 resignations, one from dispatch and one from road. The Ashley Allstott, her resignation is effective October 13th, and then Bradley Pence, his is effective October 6th.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So moved. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next item has to do with board appointments, and this first one here is a Regarding the Ethics Commission, we had a misunderstanding there in my office. This is actually a resignation from the Ethics Commission, not reappointment to it. And that would be for Ed Halfling. And on the next page here, we're going to appoint Ed to the, I'm going to recommend he be appointed to the Planning Commission and to replace Dr. Bob Arvin, who's retiring after a lengthy term of valuable service. So why don't we take those two together? Can we do that?
Judge? I'll make a motion that we accept the resignation of Ed Halfling from the Oldham County Ethics Commission, and also make a motion that we appoint Ed Halfling onto the Planning Commission Board.
Second.
All right, and Ed Halfling is still on the Code Enforcement Board, so we'll be making a change there probably at the next meeting.
You'll have to resign from that also? Okay.
I don't think these positions are compatible. All right, moving to second. Any discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So moved. Thank you. Now we're back to public comment. If there's anybody that's come in and who would like to address the fiscal court, certainly able to do so. Don't think we have too many visitors here today, so we're going to go now. I'm going to make a motion that we go into executive session to discuss something related to real estate under Kentucky KRS 67.010.
Second.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
For a temporary period.